So Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, as Trump calls her, racist, but okay. She's back, unfortunately, in the spotlight, pretty much. And I'm not going to read the article from The Hill, but essentially what she says is, so she is talking about why she lost. Okay, maybe there's a bit of credibility here, right? Or maybe some a nice hard look. I guess I'm thinking, hey, how about maybe a nice, really nice big reflection? A year after the primary's over, everybody's kind of into Joe Biden, except me and a few other smart people. Thank you, bro. Anyway, that's what I'm expecting. But, Hillary Clinton's number two, mini-me, is lying, because that's what she does. She lies. That's all Elizabeth Warren does, is she lies. Like Bernie, when he says that Joe Biden's FDR. Joe Biden's bill is more progressive than ever. What the fuck, Bernie? Anyway. Okay. So, she says, I had to run in the shadow of Hillary Clinton and some lady named Martha Costizo. I don't remember her name, but she was the Secretary of State. Anyway, so she's like, I had to run in the shadows of Hillary and Martha. And, the Democratic Party was still not ready for a woman to run, because you see a woman lost to Trump. So maybe I was running under that guise, and, they were just afraid that a woman would lose to Trump again. So here's why she lost. I'm going to go over the economic issues why she lost first, and then the social issues. By the way, let me just, I'll save this. So, I love how she's like, it's sexism. Sexism is why I lost. That's why. Not because I shitted on Bernie's Medicare for All plan. Not because I gave up on it. Not because I went with social issues instead of economic issues, and my staff helped me run my campaign to the fucking ground, and they were awful, terrible Kamala and Hillary staffers. No, it wasn't because of that, but because of sexism. So she says that, and as she dodges, she dodges that little hit piece she wrote with CNN, when her staffers partnered up with CNN, and she partnered up with CNN to write that sexist hit piece on Bernie Sanders to imply like, yeah, he said a woman couldn't be president. Give me more status in the polls, please. And the establishment ran with it. Abby Phillip, one of the worst reporters at CNN and one of the worst reporters ever, she needs to be fired. And put in a maximum security prison for her crimes. Crimes against journalism. She's like, hey, Bernie, did you say that? He's like, no, I did not. Elizabeth, what did you think when Bernie said that? Like, are you kidding? Okay. So remember she wrote that hit piece, or she helped write that hit piece that says, Bernie said a woman can't be president, and he's a true sexist, and this and this and that. Meanwhile, there was like videos from the 80s where he's like, dude, we need a woman president. And our woman's a governor. Isn't that great? Like, I mean, come on. Literally. So, I mean, she said that, right? And then, so, again, trying to say, sexist. And you tried smearing Bernie Sanders. Even Morning Joe came to his defense. Anyway, so the first one, Medicare for All. She does say that Medicare for All was the reason she lost. Okay, that's a start. But let's remember what she did with Medicare for All. At first, she was, I'm Medicare for All. I'm Bernie Sanders number 2. I'm Bernie but female. I love Medicare for All. But she had this stupid ass way of talking about it. She dodged questions. They would ask her, how are you going to pay for it? Same question they asked Bernie. How are you going to pay for it? How are you going to pay for it? And instead, like, she would dodge the question by saying, nobody's going to pay a dime in taxes. Nobody's going to have their taxes raised. Nobody's going to pay nothing. Ain't nothing going to be paid out of people damn near pickety pockets, out of their piggy banks. And nobody fucking believed it, because how do you pay for Medicare for All? Public funding of taxes. Public funding, public taxes. So she was making that argument, and the real argument should have been, hey, okay, the Bernie argument. Bernie made the argument of, okay, cool, yes, I am going to raise your taxes, but I'm going to net save you money. You're not going to be paying any other private tax, because right now you're paying a private tax to the medical and health insurance industries. Whereas I'm going to net save you money because you're not going to be paying those private taxes anymore. So anyway, she didn't make that argument. No, nobody's going to do that. So it made people go, no, because people didn't buy that. Obviously, you can't pay for a program just like that, obviously, right? Like, we're not going to charge anyone anything. No one buys that. And then she released this stupid ass Medicare for All plan where it was like, oh, it was so regressive. It did a Medicare head tax where it was like, how many people does your employer have and how big is your employer? Then your employer would be taxed. And then, of course, that comes out of your paycheck. So, of course, you would be taxed. And it cost I think it was like $50 billion, $50 trillion or something like that. And it was like, I was like, wow, that was stupid. And so she pissed off two groups. She pissed off the people who were nominally supposed to be on her side, who were for Medicare for All. Absolutely everybody there. And she pissed off the people who were on her side too, because it was like, okay, what do you say? What do you mean? She pissed off the people who were skeptical of Medicare for All. And this kind of reminds me of Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris was so hold on. When she was about Medicare for All, she was at the top of the top. She was the top heap. She was ahead of Bernie, I think, or right behind him. They were both ahead of Biden. And then she started doing that with Medicare for All. Then she stopped talking about Medicare for All, right? Then it was barely mentioned even 7 times. No, not the word single payer, universal health care, Medicare for All. It was access to health care. That bullshit kind of thing that the center wing of the party, the right wing of the Democratic Party tries to say, access to health care. Right? So, it's stupid. And then she let go of the economic issues. Because I remember the Elizabeth Warren that stapled John Stumpf's nuts to his fucking balls and said, now, she stapled his nuts, put his balls in a bag and whooped his ass. And said, you stole money from people, you defrauded people, you opened fraudulent accounts. Are you going to give 1 nickel back? You should be fired. Like, where are those? That Wall Street Elizabeth Warren who got the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, and pushed Obama from his left and got $12 billion back to the people from the banks. Like, that's what's great. Like, that's what people remember. But then, like, Kamala Harris, she was also for Medicare for All and sponsored Bernie's bill. And she's like, it's not going to cost any more money because you got to go in. We got to get a better system because you got to go in and make your plan and you got to sign up for a plan. Then you got to decide which plan. Then you got to do this and it's out of network, in network, out of network. She was going all in. And she would be questioned by the donors because the donors are who runs the freaking Democratic Party. And they said, hey, that's cute, but you need to stop that. And what happened? She went to the socialists. She's like, we should ban Twitter. We should not ban Twitter, but we should ban Trump from Twitter. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. And that didn't work. People were like, fuck you. No, we're not going to go with that. She went to the social sexism. I'm a woman, isn't that? Instead of sticking with, okay, I'm going to call Joe Biden a racist. And everyone was like, yes, that little girl was me. But she didn't stick to the economics. And, I think had Elizabeth Warren stuck to those two things, Medicare for All and the economics, she would have been at the top still, and so would have Kamala Harris. And in fact, they could have won talking like that, like economic gurus. 2 women here for, they could have been, I'm a mom and I love economics because I want to be to the left because I want my kids to be safe because I want your kids to be safe. That's what I want. Come on, right? So, and by the way, like, I think with Elizabeth Warren, she's not really taking full accountability for her loss. Because, like I said, she should have stayed with Medicare for All, but she should have actually said, you know what? She could have gone different options. I'm not for Medicare for All, or I'm public option, or this, or that. Like, she didn't. She tried to say she was Medicare for All, then started doing her dumb shit, and then, oh, look, she lost support. And then she stopped talking economics. I'm a woman. Every man on this stage takes super PAC money. Every man. I know Bernie Sanders doesn't, but I'm going to lie through my fucking teeth. So, there you go. She lied. And look, she had a way where she could have possibly won, which is, the establishment candidate won in 2016, even though Bernie had fired up the left and gotten everybody started. And that was my hero back then. Even 2020, 2019, Bernie was my man, my hero. Not now. That's like Kshama Sawant, Ralph Nader. Those are my heroes. None of these fucking left-wing people. Anyway, the squad. So, who don't act like a squad. Anyway, she could have said, I'm in the middle between Hillary and Bernie. So, I'm the compromise candidate. That's who I am. And maybe she would have won. But she didn't do that. And another reason she lost is because, again, she had those Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton staffers and Obama staffers in her campaign, and they were running her fucking campaign into the ground. Because Elizabeth Warren thought, oh, you're the experts, you know what you're talking about. And they made her go the social route. I'm a woman. As if the Democratic Party voters were like, ooh, I don't know, a woman, ooh, I don't know about that. No! That's the Republican Party. So, the Democratic Party is the woke party. So she had those staffers, and her political instincts were so off. Her political instincts are non-existent. They're so fucking twisted. Mixed with the staffers who ran her campaign into the ground. Oh my God. Awful. Just awful. And not only that, but she lied about her dad was a janitor. She's Native American. And then Trump said, oh, do a test. And she fell to his game and lost. And, oh, yeah, I am. And a bunch of other lies. And she was Republican until 47 years old. And, so she's, she's a liar. She's a stone cold effing liar. That's who Elizabeth Warren is. And she's inconsistent, I should say. She sucks. And nobody wanted her ass. That's what really happened. That's why Elizabeth Warren lost. It wasn't this sexist brigade against Elizabeth Warren. And by the way, because of all of that, if you put all that together, she got no better than third place in the primaries. No better. Including the Iowa caucuses, Super Tuesday, New Hampshire, South Carolina, all of that. Did not. And by the way, she didn't endorse Bernie Sanders in 2016, which would have given her credibility. Then she started attacking Bernie Sanders, which lessened her credibility. And then she didn't drop out, giving Bernie Sanders the lead, and then, oh, look, I could become VP or Treasury Secretary. So, again, see her political instincts. That's why she lost. And people saw right through that. It wasn't this sexist bullcrap that you're trying to spread. And this book is going to be terrible that she's releasing. Persist. Oh, God, fuck. So that's why Elizabeth Warren lost. And I know that a lot of Warren supporters, no, there's no what. No, that's why. So, if she runs again, but she does it the right way, going the economics route, and fires all those terrible staffers and hires people like Robert Reich, Streicher Chakrabarty, I think is his name, or Stephanie Kelton, who talks about MMT, Modern Monetary Theorem, which you guys should literally talk about or learn because, ooh-wee, it's a lot for me to talk about. I'm not that skilled. But if she does that, then maybe she'll realize, oh my God, this is what I should have done in the first place and I would have won. But everyone knows she's a fucking liar and a backstabber and a cheat. So, and oh, by the way, she doesn't feel bad, as Kyle Kalinske said, for what she did to Bernie, her friend. No, she just wants power. She was going to do anything to clamor to power when what she was doing was the opposite of what she did in the beginning, which had her at the top. And lastly, I think maybe because she's stupid politically, she's probably taking this in as her takeaway. I shouldn't have gone with Medicare for all. I should have gone to the right. Yeah. No wonder why she lost.